bedroom and my collections, and so one side of the wall is my evil clown side, and I've got Killer Clowns from Outer Space, and I started collecting those merchandise.
Right.
That's my favorite movie. Now they've done a video game, and all of this, I think, rumors, is because they're doing so much merchandise as they're getting ready to release a sequel. And with the original Kyoto brothers working on it, so I hope that's true. But I might have bought a Pennywise or something there, or something like that, a pin or something.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, I started collecting those a little bit.
Oh, we did get draw pictures from the artist Matthew.
Oh yeah, I
something
got
was
the
named.
Alien one.
Yeah,
And Spider-Man, yeah.
and I got I think I got Jason and something, and then I got the Margot Robbie where she's playing
Harley Quinn.
Harley Quinn. Yeah. I remember getting those pictures, but that was at the last convention that we went to. Which that convention was pretty decent. They did have another one though after that, and it was in Virginia somewhere, Abingdon, but it was like a smaller convention.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I do remember one of the not bad conventions, but not a great convention
Right.
was the Knoxville and like what was it called? The
CreepyCon.
CreepyCon.
See, that one, we went there, and that's when Kat started, well, let's find a better one. And that's when we went to Monster Mania or something like that. That was the catalyst for that. And,
so was that the first con that me and you went to?
no, we had, I think you guys, it either was, excuse me, I think, I'm going to say it wasn't, because I'm almost sure we went to something, and then I'm like, oh, there's one in Knoxville.
Right, yeah.
And so we went to Knoxville.
Oh, you went to Charlotte. Didn't you go to Charlotte convention?
I might have went there and was like, hey, do you guys want to go to a con? And then, you know, you're in the horror and stuff. And so,
or Chattanooga or somewhere like that. But you and Joel went to Charlotte.
yeah, we went to Heroes Con. Yeah. Yeah, we went to Heroes Con. A big comic book convention, my favorite. I go almost every year the last 10 years, and it's worth it. One of my buddies had been to Charlotte before,
Right.
and so he went with us, and I know I bought a few things there, and he did too, but you went to the first, as far as with me, non-horror convention in Chattanooga, Conuga. Was that this year?
So apparently 2022 has been a blur. Was that this year?
The last.
Oh, it was because yeah, it was because that was around March or April. Remember, because we went on Saturday, and then me and you went out to eat at the local restaurant there in Chattanooga.
Oh yeah, the barbecue or burger joint or whatever. Yeah.
But I took the GoPro and we were walking through and I took footage of everything.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Yeah.
We were walking around. So that was a good con.
And we sat in on that panel with those guys.
Oh, yeah. So, I don't know, I might have to pull up footage so we have some B-roll footage of that. But, there was a panel that was talking about,
like writing horror. One person was an actor, one person was writing horror. It was gatekeeping, that was it.
Yeah,
It was talking about gatekeeping in
Yeah.
horror, which essentially meant not letting other people into the fandom.
yeah, and, so, the room was, I mean, it was pretty crowded, and we had, I mean, the three that up there, obviously, I think they have done that before. It didn't seem like their first time, but
It was awkward.
probably about 5 minutes in,
Yeah.
Ben tapped me on the shoulder and said, "Do you want to exit stage left here?" So, I mean, and then it seemed like there was a gradual flow out, which I felt bad for them because I think they probably did put a lot of time into presenting that. But
I think for me, I understand that there's, you know, with any quote-unquote fandom, whether you're into horror, comics, anime, or role-playing games or whatever, tabletop, you know, there's always going to be the panels that are political, or there's going to be panels that's talking about certain issues within the fandom, and to be honest, that never interests me.
Yeah.
You know, I'm there to kind of free my mind and just to be in the fantasy of whatever I'm into at that convention, and I don't want to be bogged down with the negative side of it. And I think that that's where the issue lies. If they was talking about, this is how we wrote this story, or this is how we filmed it, or this is experience we had partaken in this particular thing involving horror, then that'd be different.
Yeah.
But talking about, you know, gatekeeping or stuff like that, I just didn't have an interest.
And that was a pretty decent, but there were so many panels.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, almost every room had a panel. Like, and I mean, I remember walking down through there and thinking, if you went to every one of these panels that was happening at that, like, you know, they had them spaced out like every 30 minutes or 20 minutes or something
So
like
that's
that.
the thing with the bigger conventions is the panels. I do look for panels to go to that,
Yeah.
you know, I mean, you sit there and you kind of get the most out of your con visit other than the dealer room, and I've been to some good ones. I hosted a Godzilla panel one time in Gatlinburg, and nervous wreck, but it was fun. But yeah, it's going to panels, I think, is a big part of going to a con. You find an interest, you get to see someone talk about it that may be professional with it, or like me, just up there wanting to talk about it. So, you know, it's... I
So
think,
did you have a big room, like when you did yours? Or?
yeah, I think it was like, I rented it for $50. It was for an hour. And so you had to submit it. The con's no longer there in Pigeon Forge. It was a anime con or something. So anyway, I thought I'd do one on Kaiju, Godzilla, and the like. Well, I rented the room, wrote like a little script thing. I even bought some stuff to give away, and as prizes or whatever. I get to the con, and I didn't research it. I thought I'd be able to use, you know, a screen or something, or the internet or whatever. Well, to do a presentation using the screen and the internet to be hooked up was going to be an extra $20, and you had to do that in advance. So no screen. And I hadn't really talked in front of a crowd before, so I get up there, and if I had only talked about Godzilla, I would have been fine. But I tried to put, like, at the time, the anime Attack on Titan was popular, and I was trying to put all this giant whatever under an umbrella of kaiju and explain why I thought it was. And so essentially I got out of what I knew. And people came, some people started getting up and leaving. One kid was like, what does Attack on Titan have to do with kaiju? And giant monsters that's, you know, super tall and everything, so kaiju. And it kind of fell apart, but I stayed the whole time. I had 3 guys come out, and this was before the 2016 Godzilla movie came out, so at the time there was only a trailer, so there was a lot of speculation what monsters was going to be in it. And they came out and they said, hey, we want to talk to you. So we talked for like 30 minutes just talking shop about Godzilla. So that I got people wanting to stay and talk, and so after that I enjoyed it. But it was a nervous experience. But I did it. I did a panel and got to talk to people after the fact. I think if you're going to do it, be prepared as much as you can. Have everything written down, or even like do it in front of your friends to make sure. Because once you get people there, you've got to hold their interest. Yeah. Just like we, you know. I mean,
well, I mean, we're good at that. What we should do is we should do a panel at a convention one year talking about horror movies. Because everybody, I mean, if they enjoy watching this, you should see us live. So that would be interesting. So yeah, between the cons, the movies, we also happened to find a few
Toonie Terrors,
Toonie Terrors, yeah.
We started, which was always something I wanted to do, and I love buying shit and putting it on shelves and stuff. So this was something I was glad he got into too, and just buying stuff and, you know, showing it to you guys, because there's some cool collectibles and horror and things. And
yeah, I mean, actual horror figures, the OGs, Freddy and Michael and Jason. Like once I found those, I mean, you have like other interests that you can go to, but I mean, it's not like they're going to make another one or like.
Yeah.
I mean, they'll make another one, but maybe not like
Not like this particular
Yeah.
version.
Yeah,
You know, yeah.
So.
Because usually with releases like this, they always change something.
Yeah.
So.
But I mean, if they come out with a different one, then I'll probably get it. But I would like to, start a little collection with that because I think they're probably the most detailed.
Mm.
Well,
it's
NECA. Yeah.
Well, to answer that kind of statement, I was at Target tonight, and they already have my NECA bobblehead type stuff. Not like
Like that one.
not like Funko Pops, but another collectible thing. And they had Jason Voorhees. Excuse me. And it was like $24. I didn't get it, but basically what I'm saying is they're starting another line of collectible horror figurines that kind of the same vein.
Yes, I mean that would be cool to to not only let you guys in on it, but to accent the shelf here a little bit and
Yeah.
continue the tradition of collecting dust. I mean.
Yeah.
So yeah, 2022, quite the blur.
Never not to blur now.
So anything else in 2022 that you want to look back on and like?
Well, I mean, I think for our show, it's really grown in the way that we've done stuff. I mean, from collecting things. I mean, used to it was just